So, who should be the leadoff hitter for the Yankees? And who should bat in the middle of the lineup? Let's talk about this one right now. Hey, gang, I hope you're all doing well. So, there's been a lot of talk about, a lot of fans are saying Anthony Volpe should be leading off instead of Gleyber Torres. And I've even said Gleyber Torres is better suited to be a more run producer in the middle of the lineup, where Anthony Volpe should be transitioned towards a leadoff. And I get that. I totally do. But it doesn't seem that right now is the time to do it. Okay, and why do I say that? Well, Gleyber Torres is hitting 250, not a ton. He's got about a 340 on-base percentage, which is a little bit higher than his career average. But he's also seeing more pitches than anybody else on the team right now. He's making the pitchers work. And that matters, Gleyber Torres, right? And again, do I really care if it's Gleyber Torres or Anthony Volpe? Well, the way I do, I'll give you an example. Anthony Volpe right now, 39 plate appearances, 9 games, an 18% K rate, 10% walk rate, 424 batting average, 486 on base, 606 slugging, right? 3 stolen bases, and a .9 FWAR. So that batting average and that slugging percentage is why Volpe's in the middle of the lineup right now, because he's putting the bat to the ball more often than Gleyber Torres is. Torres is seeing more pitches, which is a good thing to see from a leadoff hitter. But Torres is not hitting the ball the way he's normally hitting just yet, okay? And he's also not hitting it the way Anthony Volpe is, which is essentially why Volpe's in the middle of the lineup and Gleyber Torres is leading off right now. And also, the Yankees are 8-2, so it's working. So why would they mess that up? So it's just something to keep in mind. And again, this is an important thing to keep in mind too. Like, I know a lot of folks want Volpe to be the leadoff hitter, and I do think he will eventually be a leadoff hitter. Somebody's doing leaf blowing in the background, excuse me. But right now, Volpe's got the hotter bat, so he's got to stay in the run-producing position of 5th or wherever in the lineup, 6th. Okay, he's just putting the ball. He's manufacturing more runs than Gleyber Torres is. Now, if that changes, I could see Anthony Volpe being more suited for the leadoff spot, and Gleyber Torres transitioning more to the middle of the lineup spot. But that hasn't happened yet, and they are 8-2. It's not going to mess with that. Okay, and again, the Yankees right now are 2-1 versus the American League East. Okay, last year they had a 22-30 record against the American League East. Okay, which is, and I have it right here, which is a .423 winning percentage. 22 wins, 30 losses in 50 games. So that's something that leaves room for improvement for the Yankees this year. They're going to have to do it against the Jays, the Rays, the Red Sox. The Red Sox are 7-3 also. They're playing surprisingly well. They got to do it against the Orioles too. So we'll see what they do right now. But the Yankees are off to a good start. And I do think that's one reason why they're not messing with the Torres in the middle, in the leadoff, and Volpe in the middle of the lineup. But you let me know what your thoughts are one way or the other. If you're a fan, you want to continue to have dialogue on this type of stuff, and you're not subbed to this channel, please do. Please do. Okay? And if you do hit the subscribe button, hit all the notifications as well. I want to make sure that you don't miss anything, that you get all the news, okay, when it comes in, whether it's small, medium, or large. Okay? It's important to me to know that you guys and gals know this stuff. Okay? So, again, we're getting contributions from other guys, like, surprisingly enough, Stanton, Oswaldo Cabrera, right? Which is crazy. Stanton leads the team right now with 3 home runs. Oswaldo Cabrera leads the team with 8 RBIs. And Volpe leads the team with a .424 average. Okay? Luke Weaver leads the team with 2 wins. Luis Hill, the most strikeouts, 14. And Caleb Ferguson, 1.80 ERA. That's where the stats are right now. Okay? Now, going back to Gleyber Torres, it looks like he's developing quite a friendship with Juan Soto. Okay? And that's a good thing. It shows that Soto's happy here. It shows that he's comfortable here. And this weekend, after a game, okay, they went to get Spanish food in Washington Heights, and then at about 2 o'clock in the morning after an evening game. And then they went and got one of their late night haircuts, okay, at Jordan's, who's their kind of trademark haircutter for the Yankees. They got They got faded up. They're tight and ready to go. So they're developing a rapport. They really, really are. And that's fantastic to see. It really makes me happy to see that. And I really hope that they'll continue to develop that friendship. And I hope, Soto develops these rapports with a lot of other players in the team as well, whether it be Judge, Stanton, everybody, right? Oswaldo, and some of the pitchers as well, because his happiness is important to him staying here. And I do think if Scott Boras doesn't get in the way like he did with a lot of his clients this offseason, then the Yankees will have an easier time than we might think of in terms of re-signing Juan Soto, especially if they're winning the way that they're winning. So it's just something to keep in mind. Okay. Now, let's get to this date in Yankees history. This is a very significant one. Not that date. This date. Okay. You know what that is? Well, April 8th, 1974, the official passing of the torch, as far as I'm concerned, took place. And Hank Aaron came up to the plate and took over his rightful spot as baseball's all-time home run leader. The 715th home run to replace Babe Ruth, 714. April 8th, 1974. Passing of the torch still involves the Yankees one way or the other. And now you know what? I'm proud that it's Hank Aaron. A lot of fans still think Barry Bonds' record is tainted, but he hasn't failed drug tests. So that still remains to be seen. But, his record is spotty at best. But there's no denying his ability to hit. He was a Hall of Famer before he became a Hulk. So, and he's a great player one way or the other. He's the all-time leader. Single season leader in home runs with 73, and all-time home run leader, I think it's 763. So that stat is, I don't know when that's going to be toppled or if it's going to be toppled anytime soon in our lifetime. No idea. But this date in Yankees history, I think, is more significant to me. April 8th, 1974, Hank Aaron became the new home run king. 715. And he finished with 755 in his career. Babe Ruth, who was also one of the best pitchers in baseball the first 5 years of his career, he averaged 18, 19 wins per season as a pitcher. And then he still wound up hitting 714 home runs. So, in a bigger stadium, swinging a bat that was almost 20 ounces heavier than most of the players that swing today. Absolutely crazy. So to me, I still think Babe Ruth was the most special player, the biggest talent that the world has ever seen in baseball. One of the top 5 hitters. I mean, and that's up there with Ty Cobb and Ted Williams and probably Hank Aaron and even Barry Bonds. So, but that's the passing of the torch, April 8th, this day, 1974. So let me know what your thoughts are on Torres and Volpe. Do you think it should stay the same? And if Torres starts to hit more, because that's the point I think that they'll start to consider moving Torres down in the lineup and moving Volpe up. Not until then. I think if Volpe has the better bat right now, it doesn't make sense to make him lead off when a guy like Gleyber Torres is not in the position to drive him in. Anthony Volpe's in a better position to drive guys in right now. Okay? And he's a budding star. I said it yesterday, and I don't know if you agree or not. He's a budding star. I think he's one of the next stars in the Yankees, and it would be wise for them to consider giving him an extension now and locking up his prime years before he becomes Bobby Witt Jr. expensive. And he will become Bobby Witt Jr. expensive as long as he keeps playing the way he's playing. So credit to him, credit to James Rosen, credit to everybody else too. That's what I got for you right now. We'll be back later. The Yankees are playing the Miami Marlins. And this date in Yankees history too is today is eclipse, a lunar eclipse. So that's why the Yankees game was pushed back from the afternoon to 6 o'clock tonight. Make room for the eclipse. So if anybody's going to watch it, please put on your solar-approved glasses if you have it to protect your eyes. It's supposed to happen at about 3:30 a.m. Eastern time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I don't know how much we're going to see it on the East Coast. It sounds like the West Coast and Southwest are going to see it more, but that's still happening today too. So the Yankees got the Marlins today. I think it's Nestor Cortes versus Jesus Luzardo. And the Yankees have a pretty robust record against Luzardo. So hopefully we'll take it to him today. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Marlins play the Yankees hard, just like the Blue Jays played them hard. Even though we took 2 out of 3 from that series, some of the Blue Jays bats woke up. And thankfully, they didn't wake up sooner. Although otherwise they may have taken 2 out of 3. But we didn't. We did. So I'm happy to report that. So, but that's what I got for you right now. Give me your thoughts. Torres, Volpe, Torres, Soto, Hank Aaron, eclipse. Go Yankees. See y'all later with the lineup.